Tempelberger Rav walked into his shul on Sukkos morning, and when it came up to the point of Hallel, when everyone is getting their lulav and esrog and preparing to make a bracha on lulav and esrog for the first time, getting ready to daven with Hallel, to do all of the shaking of the lulav and esrog, everyone was stunned because the Rav himself didn't have a lulav and esrog, and no one could understand why. What happened? It was only after davening that they figured it all out. On Erev Yom Tov, the Rav was at home together with his wife, and they started hearing a major ruckus from the apartment next door. And so the Rebbitzin went to the apartment, and she finds a woman and her little child crying hysterically. And so she asks, "Is everything okay? What happened? Why are you all why are you crying so much? What happened?" And she said, the woman responded and said, "My daughter was playing with my husband's esrog, and the pitum of the esrog fell off. And my husband paid so much money for this esrog, and he was so excited about using it, and now it's gone, it's useless." So the Rebbitzin came home and told the Rav what happened, and the Rav said, he took his lulav and esrog, and he walked over to the apartment, and he insisted, and he said to the wife, said, "Here, please take my esrog and replace it with your husband's broken esrog. And that way, shalom bayis, harmony in the home will be preserved, and you don't have to cry anymore." So the woman reluctantly listened to the Rav, and that's what happened. And that's the reason why the Rav walked into shul on Sukkos morning without lulav and esrog. We are now in the midst, in the heat of the busy preparation for the Yom Tov of Sukkos. Finally, a time where we can all relax and enjoy and have simcha, true simcha, after the tension of the Yamim Noraim. And as we prepare for Sukkos, there's so much to do. There is putting up the sukkah, there's cooking all the food, there's shopping, there's buying the arba minim. And when we're busy doing things, there tends to be some different type of tension that comes up. Stress, because people have to get things done. And often that kind of stress can lead to arguments, anger, things which make a relationship or a home uneasy. And then all of a sudden the night of Sukkot comes, and we walk into the sukkah, and all we want is to have simcha, is to have happiness, to have joy. But yet, there can be so much damage done by all the consequences of the stress in the pre-Yom Tov planning, that the night of Sukkot, the first night of Sukkot, and the Yom Tov of Sukkot just cannot be the same. Unless we step back and we recognize and we realize that this is going to be a stressful period of time. And that we take in our mind that nothing that is going to happen is so incredibly critical that we can afford to ruin someone else's Yom Tov for it. Whether it's our spouse, whether it's our children, whether it's our parents. What's the point of making Yom Tov if we're just going to get other people upset while doing so? One of the lessons of this story of the Rav is that the wife was so frightened and so scared of her husband's reaction that she was overwhelmed with emotion. And just think, but how many times we make mistakes, we do things, and we look to our spouses, we look to our friends to be there, to help us, to recognize the fact that we're all human, instead of blaming us or being critical of us. We've all made this mistake at some point, and it's really up to us as we begin this new year to work and to make sure that at the most stressful of times, we keep our cool, we keep our smile, so that when Sukkot comes, everyone that is in our sukkah, everyone in our home, can feel the true simcha of the Yom Tov and feel the connection and love of those who are so close to them, sharing the Yom Tov with them. Thank you for listening, and Chag Sameach.